CEOs of companies received extravagant compensation in 2020, even the companies that received the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. Wow. This government allowed corporations receiving federal supports to still give massive payouts to their CEOs at the same time that Canadians were struggling to make ends meet. Why has the minister allowed for federal supports to go towards CEOs instead of Canadian workers?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, when COVID first hit, businesses had to close their doors to keep Canadians safe. Today, we have more active businesses than we did before COVID, and we are seeing that bankruptcies and insolvencies are below normal levels. Thanks to our government's decisive economic policies, we've avoided the economic scarring that followed the 2008 economic crisis.
The Honourable Member for Calgary-Midnapore.
ESDC was made aware in July of 2020 of over $442 million in double payments for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. However, the Auditor General can't audit the program until the CRA verifies whether recipients meet eligibility requirements, which won't be until 2023. Will the government start verifying the eligibility now so that Canadians can know how their tax dollars are being spent?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, our government is focusing on making sure that Canadians and Canadian workers have the measures that they need to be supported during this pandemic crisis. It is unfortunate that with the verge of Omicron that the Conservative Party voted against C2. It brought in measures that are currently supporting Canadians. We are going to be there for Canadians. We made a promise to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. We're going to continue doing just that, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton West.
Mr. Speaker, this government has again stiffed Canadian IT companies and awarded a sensitive tech contract to a foreign company. So sensitive, in fact, they stated the work had to be done here in Ottawa using a government's computer. Yet the work is actually being done outside the country and certainly not on a secured government server. But don't worry, for security, they told the company to merely turn the screen away from the window when working. Is this seriously the government's idea of cybersecurity?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the member for the very important question. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to national security, when it comes to cybersecurity, members on the other side of the House and Canadians at home understand that we take that very seriously. I can assure the member that all issues relating to cybersecurity and national security are reviewed by the relevant agency to make sure that we protect data and we protect the safety of all Canadians.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton West.
Not at all the case, Mr. Speaker. The government actually, when queried, claimed the workers had to stay in the U.S. due to COVID restrictions. But during the first year of the pandemic, 7 million people were able to cross the border into Canada. The Liberals famously even exempted wealthy, connected American CEOs from the border restrictions. So why would the Liberals give a pass to the wealthy and connected, but tell contractors working on our sensitive security tech abroad to simply turn the monitors away from the window when working?
The Honourable Minister of Science, Innovation and Technology.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the colleague for a very important question. The colleague understands that throughout this pandemic, Mr. Speaker, we put a number of measures to protect the health and safety of Canadians. A number of them were regarding our borders. Like I said before, Mr. Speaker, when it comes to cybersecurity, I don't think we can take lessons from the colleagues. We take that very seriously, as well as national security. Canadians at home know that we will always take decisions to further their best interests. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton Griesbach.
The Liberals have been promising